A deadly atmospheric river event inundating California, triggering a state of emergency in several counties, flooding, debris flows, forcing evacuations and travel alerts over this holiday. A lot of problems out here, and that rain will continue to fall throughout the day on already drenched areas, including those with burn scars. Plus, we've got more dangerous wind gusts and piling up snow for the High Sierra. Then our next system is lining up for the Great Lakes region into the Northeast. It's going to make your trip home a little difficult over the next few days because it's not just snow, it is sleet, it is ice, and even just plain old rain. But some of that ice could be damaging and could be enough to knock out the power. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is America's Morning Headquarters. Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Kelly Cass alongside meteorologist Jen Carfagno on this Christmas Day. We begin in California. Southern California remains in the bullseye as a state of emergency is in effect across the region. In the hillsides, more than 11 inches of rain have triggered massive mudslides, washing out homes and swallowing major highways. Thousands are spending their Christmas in shelters or under evacuation orders after deadly flooding. NBC's Dana Griffin has the latest.
But definitely will disrupt travel. Kelly.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely be mindful of that. Meanwhile, we got to talk about the ice a little closer and look at some of that ice that Jen just talked about with freezing rain coming for a place like Detroit, Ann Arbor, up towards Flint, where some of that ice could actually be quite damaging depending on how much ice accretion we end up with. But remember, even just a tiny bit of ice, nobody can drive on that. Doesn't matter what kind of vehicle. You don't have that traction with the road. And of course, it's that glaze of ice that causes a lot of cars to spin out of control. So maybe stay off the roads during this time frame tomorrow morning when we see the worst of the weather coming through. Ann Arbor, Detroit, back towards Lansing. That pink basically is showing the freezing rain with the rain coming down and then freezing on contact with very shallow cold air near the surface. So your bridges, your overpasses, sidewalks and railings and the steps all getting very slippery as we go throughout our Friday in Detroit. Here in Pennsylvania, in the heart of Pennsylvania, is where we have that better chance for seeing some of that ice accretion that could be quite damaging, actually. You could hear the sound of cracking trees. Awful sound. Pittsburgh, for you guys, it's looking like mostly a rain event as we bring in the rain. This is going to be on our Friday as we head into the afternoon. All the green is showing us that rain is not pleasant. It's going to be a cold rain, but you do see the icy conditions off to the north and east in places like Punxsutawney, up on the hill, in Johnstown, PA as well. And where that ice lasts a little bit longer, that's where we're going to have more problems in terms of that ice accretion and the ability to get some of the power outages. New York City, it's a snow globe forecast for us. We do have at least a half a foot of snow on the way for all 5 boroughs of New York City, out towards Long Island as well. Even across the Jersey Shore, we see 3 to 5 inches of snow. So, the good news is we're not really looking at the ice potential, but this could still impact travel. This is tomorrow, Friday afternoon into the evening time frame, the Long Island Expressway, up the Bronx River Parkway, a little bit of rain kind of nudging in here and there south of New York City. But if this stays all snow for us, this is what we're going to get, 5 to 8, and even Albany, New York, looking at several inches of snow, and it's already above average this season. Well, this holiday season, stay one step ahead of travel delays
and mudslides, Kelly.
Yeah, so it stays active today. Tomorrow gets better by the weekend, by the way. But now let's talk about the heat. It was a hot Christmas Eve. Definitely didn't feel like it yesterday in places like Atlanta, where we had a record high of 78 degrees. Looking to break another record today, by the way. Greenville, Charlotte, both seeing record highs. In fact, we could get there again today, mid to upper 70s. Nashville tied a record yesterday at 76. It will be a little bit cooler today. But all these dots represent where history could be made on this Christmas Day. So it could be your warmest Christmas Day on record in Wichita Falls, Texas, if we get to 83, beating out your old record of 78. Lubbock looking to break a record with a high of 84 degrees. Definitely not feeling like the season, that is for sure. Feeling more like a different holiday like St. Patrick's Day or Easter with these well above average readings throughout the day today. 81 degrees in Dallas. Atlanta, if we get to 76, that will be another record for us. In fact, the records go back to 2015 when we actually had 75 degrees 10 years ago today. Now, tomorrow gets slightly cooler in the southeast, but the heat is on still across the southern plains. Northeast, you guys are feeling that chill still, and that's setting the stage for that snowstorm that we are tracking moving in Friday into Saturday. But as you can see, look at the population above 70 degrees. A lot of us feeling above average readings. And by Monday, though, we'll start to see that number go down quite a bit. As you can see, Atlanta, the average high for us, mid-50s. We're in the 70s for the next several days. We don't really cool down until the last few days days of 2025. Tuesday's high only in the low 40s at Oklahoma City, above average until we hit Monday. Highs only in the 30s. Welcome back and Merry Christmas. Let's try to do some traveling safely, get there. Hopefully, we do have some snow coming down across upstate New York, the Adirondacks, the Green and White Mountains of Vermont, New Hampshire, and definitely a white Christmas for those of you up in Bangor and Caribou, Maine, where it's still snowing. We see a little bit of snow maybe coming through Boston too, where de-icing could cause a delay, but as of right now, green is good to go. We don't have any delays for the time being, but that could change later today, especially where we get that snow coming down throughout the day in northern Maine. We've also got some rain, even thunderstorms this morning coming out of West Virginia into the I-81 corridor of Western Virginia. D.C. might likely see some of that rain as we head toward this afternoon on this Christmas Day. Baltimore as well, but otherwise you need the shades crossing over the GW Bridge, Throgs Neck Bridge onto Long Island. Boston, there's your snow with a high of 40 degrees. Here in the Midwest tomorrow, we've got our winter storm really taking shape, and it's all kinds of precipitation. The blue is your snow. The farther north you go, but it gets complicated where you see the pink and purple, an approximation of that 32-degree line, freezing rain, unfortunately, for some of you. For Pittsburgh, it's a cold rain for tomorrow. Another opportunity for some rain, even rain-snow mix on Monday. But for New York City, where we have a winter storm watch, we've got perhaps several inches of snow on the way from Friday into Saturday, Jen.
There we go. Now, there is an icy
orders. We saw a lot of that yesterday in San Bernardino County. Some of the foothills there seeing several inches of rainfall. Antelope Valley area, we had a lot of vehicles that were stuck in water with 8 to 10 inches of rain falling across the San Gabriel Mountains, which, of course, that mountain range just on the north side of Los Angeles. And we still have a flood threat for today. We're more likely in the yellow, but top to bottom here in the green, even over towards Vegas, it's possible we see enough rain that could cause some flooding. We got another couple of inches on the way. This is on top of saturated ground from the previous couple of days. There's your snow, by the way, that piles up across the high elevations where it's also very windy. So you've got the wind and the snow where you see the blue on the radar, and then you've got the wind accompanying some of the rain and even thunderstorms. And some of these storms could turn severe as we go throughout the day. We've already had a couple of warnings this morning. Flash flooding on the south side of the Bay Area, now right over the downtown area as well. We have a new flash flood warning in effect. So as you can see, it does include the counties of San Mateo, Santa Clara till 6:15. That's on the south side of the Bay, including San Jose. You had that pocket of very heavy rain move on through, and that brought just excessive rainfall and some problems there. As you can see, severe threat extends right along the coastal sections of California. Can't rule out isolated tornadoes. It's not a zero on our tornado condition index, but sometimes you can have water spouts that actually move ashore and maintain that rotation, and you could see some damaging weather in that sense. There's a look at San Francisco. We get another round coming through 2-3 o'clock this afternoon. If you are doing traveling for Christmas, just know that there will be some issues with road closures. Traffic lights not working either. We've got like 170,000 customers without power. But Jen, I'll end with this, the fact that we do clear out just in time for the weekend.
Yes, indeed. Now let's go to the north.